worked hard to ensure that my kids came in with an inheritance. So I'm already, hey, yo, I need to buy you a house too.
Dude, I mean, those impulsive decisions, I believe, is what got you screwed up in the first place.
Hey guys, and welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Listen, it's a Madeline. Chris is out here talking about he wants to buy a house for Mercedes just because she now carries his child. Ladies and gentlemen, pay attention. This is what happens when a man hates you. This is what happens when a man hates you. Not when he doesn't like you, when he hates and despises you, and potentially despises all women as well. Yeah, because this is some crap. Right? There was no need for him to buy a Mercedes. There was no need to buy a house. No need for him to go and buy a house, which I don't think he's even going to do. But hey ho, he's talking the biggest. He's talking the largest, and to buy a house. And the reason why he's saying these things is actually to spite Paige. And this is why Paige, I'm scared. I'm like, Paige, get the message. The guy don't like you. He hates you. Yeah. And the more you stick around, the more he's going to dish out pain, and he's going to dish out this level of destruction towards you. He does not care about your feelings nor your thoughts. He doesn't care. He couldn't give a flying toss. He couldn't give a flying toss. It doesn't bother him, whether you're hurt or not. You know what I'm saying? So I want to break down this little particular part of the video as well, guys. So if you're new to the channel, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notification of uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you got the minerals. You got the minerals. Stay hydrated. All right, let's talk about this. Let's talk about this. Let's stay hydrated, though, man. Let's get some water in the system. You know how that helps to wash the insides out. All right, cool. So with the whole situation, we just watched him here saying, you know, I had to buy, all for inheritance and legacy. I'm going to buy Mercedes a house, right? Because she carries his child. Well, we found out obviously recently, some months back, that obviously Mercedes lost a child. God forbid. We're sorry to hear that, etc., etc. Does the house still now get bought? Does the house still now get bought? That's the question we want to ask. Does the house still get bought for her? Does she still need the cars that you went and bought? Are you going to go back to Paige now, since now she's lost the child? There is no need to do this whole I'm jumping ship situation. No, because the whole reason why you were leaving, well, you were not being honest once again. You did not care about the child per se being with Mercedes. You didn't care. You didn't care about the fact that, Mercedes was the mother of your children versus your wife. You don't care. You just saw it as an opportunity to utilize, to brutalize the wife that you're with. He's been doing this from the very beginning. Look, when they started the whole situation, when they were talking about Mercedes being even, I'm still in love with I think I might still be in love with my ex. All right then, why have you not discussed this with me? Yeah, do you know what? Mercedes having a baby. Oh, I'm gonna buy Mercedes a car. Oh, now I'm gonna buy a house. And it's like I'm not even giving the full spectrum of what happened, but all of these things happened, like I said, with ups and downs. Just as it seemed like they were getting somewhere, he would bring her down again. And like I said, that's a traumatic bonding cycle. But what's really frustrating about it, I guess, is watching him how nonchalant he is about situation, right? And that's what I'm saying about the lack of empathy. But this is what happens when a man hates you. He doesn't. He's not like dislikes her. He hates her. And when they hate you, see, the Bible lets us know something. That's why it's so key to read your Bibles, guys. In Ephesians 5, like a man who treats his wife badly, okay, doesn't respect himself. If you read Ephesians 5, it's like a man who sees his wife sees a mirror of himself. So how I treat you is a mirror of how I see myself. How Chris treats Paige is absolutely a picture of how he sees himself: abused, broken, trashed, not valuable. That's how he sees himself, because he's dishing that on to Paige, right? Let's talk a bit more.
I'm just excited about the pregnancy.
Well, that's fine, but
that's all it has to do.
That's cool. Be excited about it, but that doesn't mean you got to go buy him the world before the baby's born, especially when you're still married to somebody else.
You know, his lack of understanding may make you think, oh, he's not smart. No, he knows what he's doing. It's almost like the girl that plays dumb on a TV show to get by. She's not dumb. She knows exactly what she's doing. She's playing into a stereotype because she knows how it works. And so here too, he's also playing like, what am I doing wrong? What do you mean I'm doing something wrong? And what he's looking for is an emotional response from you. Every time Paige gave him an emotional response, he lapped it up. You see, that's the thing with narcs, right? When you give them the emotional response, they enjoy it. They are like dementors looking for you in Harry Potter to suck the life out of you. Give me more. You know, I would sing Britney, give me more, give me more. That's how they are. You know what I'm saying? They just want to be able to take the life from you. And they love watching the blinkers. They love watching the light in your eyes seep away. And so every time he launches into this, oh, and now I want to buy Mercedes' house. Remember, he started with the whole Mercedes. I want to buy a Mercedes. Right? Didn't consult Paige. And then went and told Paige, I bought Mercedes a car. Why? To hurt her. Oh, I want you to be in pain. Listen, you'd be surprised. Narcs want you to be in pain. I want you to understand, ladies, especially if you're watching this, there are men out there who want you to be in pain. Don't ask why, just run. Let me say it again for you. Don't ask why, just run. Joseph didn't ask Potiphar why she wanted to consistently sleep with him. He just ran. At times, the best thing to do is to run. You do not need to understand or overstand the situation, just run. And so now we've got this whole situation where he's making it look as if it's a normal thing, you know.
I know what. It doesn't sound right. Right?
I don't know. I just don't know where, I don't know where this is going. Like,
and this is another thing as well, right? He says, I don't know where this is going. I don't know where it's going. Look, have you noticed anytime he's under pressure, I don't know where this is going. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know why we're even still talking about this. He did it with Pastor Dwight. He's done it with Pastor Cal. He's done it with Paige. Anytime he's held accountable and anytime somebody tries to hold him accountable, that's when the true Chris shows his neck. And that, again, as I say, is a sure sign of somebody who is never going You don't try to overstand them, right? You don't try to overstand them. If I go back even, right, slightly more back, right, we'll go back a little bit more. And it talks about how, he was speaking to Paige and saying how she could have come along to come and help him buy the car for Mercedes, his own baby mother, who's not in a relationship with him anymore. Chris, what are you up to? What he's up to, Paige, is he's trying to break you. You see, when you hear such a situation like this, what's your natural reaction? Why would he do that? So mad. And then your natural reaction is to try and understand them. I've been there, so I know exactly what I'm talking about. Right? You've got an empathetic nature about yourself, yeah? You're an empath, maybe, yeah? You're concerned with the emotions of people. You are a kind individual. You're a nice individual. You're a loving individual. And yet, when you get around people like Chris, what you're trying to do is understand him, because hopefully you're hoping that your understanding will bring him to an overstanding, that he would realize that I'm moving mad and you're right. But the trouble with people like him is they don't learn. They rather see weakness in you giving yourself over as a kindness as now something to exploit. Right? Let's listen to his conversation again. Look at this.
What does that mean, man?
The best that I possibly could.
Chris, married, and you just bought a car.
I think I took the sound off. Sorry, I took the sound off. But, they want to be able to make you, they intentionally try to bring you to a point where you're not considered human, because that's the only way they can do it.
Is that doing things the very best you could?
I told her, I said, you could have came with us.
My God, listen, how can she have come with you to buy a car, brother, when you're buying it for your ex-girlfriend? Not All of this behavior is to break you. Honestly, it's to break Paige down to the molecules and have his way with her. Because once she's broken, you see, part of her behavior was broken behavior. When she was going back to him and having sex each individual time, he was training her. He was trying to train her from the very beginning. If you've watched my past videos, I spoke about this. He was trying to train her to become a lap dog. He was trying to train her to become a dog that would obey and listen to his commands. And, you know, and that's why I said it's a two-pronged thing, because narcissists need enablers. And so the training was to get her to a point of brokenness where she goes, if I just do this, he will do this. If I just don't shout, he will love me. If I just look a bit prettier, he will care about me. And guess what? None of those stimuluses actually change the person's behavior. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. He's always gonna do what he's gonna do. It's got nothing to do with the stimulus, you, i.e., that changes him. Right? Nothing at all. Listen again. Pascal was fair.
How in the heck is she gonna come with you and your ex-fiance to buy her a Mercedes while you're married to her?
And so you see Pastor Cal, his frustration here at the moment, because he's seeing this and thinking to himself, what level of madness is this? I mean, like, look, we saw Virginia come with a bit of madness about, I'm going to sleep on Mandem's couches and stuff, right? But that was in isolation. It was one thing. This has been a consistent theme throughout the whole season from Chris, right? And you see his body language, nonchalant, right? You see his body language. Look at his body language
Does that
again.
make sense?
Look at it, nonchalant. And so Pastor Chris himself is so bamboozled, confused, in a state of daze, hand to head, thinking to himself, what manner of man is this, right? Because this is not the man we saw on the application. Again, that's how bad Chris has been. Look, there will never be, I don't think there will ever be another Chris on a show like this again. I don't think they'll allow it, right? I think they'll be more cautious in how they vet people in the next coming episodes, next coming seasons now, right? Because this was so bad. No, this was really, really bad. Like, you know, there was, like I said, Derek and Katie, you know, Matt and Thingy and Kate, what was it? Someone, Katie and the other guy, I can't remember his name, but there was Mindy and Zach as well. You know, there's a few people that have been a little bit mad, a little bit crazy again, and who have shown some really bad behaviors, right? But this is on another level. I think the only equivalent has been the KT and the guy that was gay. That was the only equivalent, where he was literally gaslighting her at points and stuff like that, lying, not telling her the truth. That was when it was equivalent, I would say, right? But when it comes to obviously being a black individual, we haven't seen that as such. So this behavior is new for us as black folks when it comes to black folks and their behavior. But yeah, it's a mazzoline, man. It's a mazzoline to hear, you know, and Pascal was just astounded.
Well, what the heck was she gonna do tagging along to buy a car?
I mean, yeah.
Really?
That was on her.
Now Pascal is looking at him like he want to fight him. He is pissed at this point, right? And he's pissed because, again, the switcheroo is happening once again. He's switching the responsibility, and the responsibility of who this falls on. It's on him. He is the issue. It falls on his neck, and yet he wants to flip it onto Paige. It fell on his neck, but yet he wants to flip it onto Paige and say Paige was the issue at hand. What did she do wrong? By not coming for the car? But it wouldn't have stopped you buying the car. And he can't even see beyond that point. He can only see that he's right. That's why you can't argue with this. When I think the Bible says, do not argue with a fool, this is it. Do not argue with a fool, because the person is irrespectively not going to change. And Pascal's had about enough.
Okay, what you're doing now is you're showing me how little you care about her feelings.
And I know he wants to say some stronger words. That's why I like Dr. Pepper. Dr. Pepper came in correct. She would have come and said, listen, what you're showing me now is you're a narcissist. Full-blown narcissist, right? That's why Dr. Pepper said it to Paige, right? Because at this point, when you're looking at the situation and listening to him say those things, you're hearing him say he doesn't care. He does not care. Ladies, this is the type of man, when you see that non-care and you see that person, when you address certain issues, gaslights you all the time, doesn't care about your feelings, shows you nonchalant behavior and indifference to your emotions, they are ready to kill you emotionally. Do not stay. That toxicity, right? Do not stay. We don't need you in those relationships. They will kill you from the inside out, and it will take a long time to recover when you finally get the message to leave that relationship.
That's not true. You can't expect me to say, hey, I'm going to.
And this is where obviously we saw from part 1 that we did, right? So he wants to buy Mercedes a car, he wants to buy her a house, everything like that. Is at your expense. It was at Paige's expense as to why he did what he did. It's got nothing to do with Mercedes. It's all to do to rub it in Paige's face. Because remember, a lot of the stuff that we do are for validation. When we do these validations, oftentimes we're doing it for ourselves, right? But in those validations, it's not at the expense of somebody else. As a narcissist, your validation, your ego boost is at the expense of another human being. And in this case, Paige, seeing that he's willing to buy the house and the car, well, especially the car situation, and her reaction, he enjoyed it. Oh, he loved it. He loved it. Trust me. Guys, let me leave it there. Like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell button for notifications of the uploads. We appreciate you. Stay locked and stay loaded. We will see you soon. Stay hydrated.